What's up people, it's Wasabi and I'm back with another review. Today we have the Viper Mini Signature Edition. And as always with the content on my channel, these are my thoughts, personal opinions and experiences with the product. Now before we get on with the review, here's a quick look at the packaging because that's what you pay for too. The Signature Edition comes in this collector's box and it feels and looks super expensive as it should. Inside you have the magnesium mouse itself and a little plaque that should say Signature Edition. But for some reason mine says Signature Royal Edition. I tried asking them what Royal Edition means, but no one could give me an answer, so you know, that's Razer. Anyway, everything inside is the same as any Signature Edition. You got the instruction manual and a set of Razer stickers, a microfiber cleaning cloth, 2 sets of alcohol pads, 2 sets of grip tape, a set of PTFE mouse feet, a set of Corning Gorilla Glass 3 mouse feet. You got a Razer hyperpolling wireless dongle, USB-C charging cable, very nice and bendy, and that's pretty much all that's included inside the box. Now before we go any further, let's manage some expectations here real quick. The Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition is Razer's most expensive mouse and you can only get it during their monthly drop. I don't have the exact number of units they sell per drop, but based on my experience, they sell out within 2 minutes. This is very much a mouse for people to collect, so most of its value is in its unique design, the packaging, materials, and it being the last with the Viper identity that many gamers know and love. Designed with a right-handed symmetrical shape, the Viper Mini Signature Edition weighs in at 49 grams and is available for a price of about $280. The design of this mouse is brilliant. It's beautiful work with the cutouts in the magnesium alloy build. If you look closely, you can see that all cutouts are angled, so it's not just a straight cut through the magnesium. And fine attention to detail like this makes it feel much nicer in your palm when you're gripping the mouse. Also, from a design perspective, it gives the Viper Mini Signature Edition a more defined look. A couple other details you'll notice is how they use their trademark assets. Razer's name in the same shade as the metal scroll wheel on the left mouse button. Inside the mouse, you'll notice a cover that's shooting the battery and a portion of the component, and there you can see Razer's tagline for gamers by gamers and their iconic tree snake logo. Nice little details like this with the design make the Signature Edition unique. Not something every gamer can appreciate, but if you do, then well, this is a piece that you would enjoy. Really, the Viper Mini Signature Edition isn't made to be the ultimate performance gaming mouse for gamers. It's their take on what a high performance gaming mouse would be like if it were to be an exclusive luxury product. The build quality of my unit from July batch 2024 is really good. It feels as solid as it looks. Mouse buttons and scroll wheel, despite its extremely thin structure, are securely fitted in, and I love how strong this mouse feels except for the side buttons. They're not tightly fitted in. There is a fair bit of play in the rear side button, which is the only thing that comes off a little odd considering how well put together the rest of the mouse feels. For a mouse of this price, I feel tighter side buttons would be a much nicer experience, especially for an exclusive magnesium mouse like this. Now before I get into more detail with the shape and how it feels from my experience, to put things into perspective, my hand size is 17.5 by 9. The grooves on the mouse buttons feel really nice. It makes your fingers feel like they're in the right place. It is pretty much the same as the old Viper Mini, but that is a design detail that many people enjoy. Razer's side flares on the front are here, something that people hate and some people are okay with. Running down the mouse, the shape curves down in the middle where your thumb and pinky finger rests. Then it flares out to the back, which for my hand size feels pretty great in my palm. It doesn't feel too wide or too narrow, and the hump is of a very nice height. It's a brilliant shape and form factor that many people enjoy, but unfortunately Razer did not make a Pro Mini version of this design. The Viper Mini is really nice to use with a claw or relaxed claw grip, and with its shape you also got good hump support while being a mini-sized mouse. Now this part is to help people visualize the different grip styles on the Viper Mini Signature Edition with reference to my hand size. With my hand size of 17.5 by 9, I mostly use a claw or relaxed claw grip on this mouse. Even though it's a mini size, there is a good amount of hump support from the shape, and with an aggressive claw grip, it works just as well. A palm grip is doable here, but my fingers do overextend, so for larger hand sizes, this is something to take note of. Because of the size and the angle of the front end of the mouse, I can't naturally do a palm grip unless I try to force it. There's always a fair bit of space between the mouse and the joints of my fingers, so I always sort of naturally revert back to a relaxed claw grip position. For a fingertip grip style, the shape and size is pretty decent. The side curves and bottom grooves allow for nice secure hold on the mouse, and I have some space in the back of my palm for free movement. Stated weight on the website is 49 grams, and with my unit with the skates that it comes with, it weighs in at 49.2 grams. The coating is not bad on this magnesium build. You don't get the same level of grip as the smooth touch coating on Razer's Viper V3 Pro or their latest DeathAdder V3 Hyperspeed, but it's grippy to the point where I don't feel I need to use grip tapes with it, even though when my hands get a little sweaty. And I would also say it's partly because the side curves allow for a secure and firm hold on the mouse. The switches on the Viper Mini Signature Edition are Razer's Optical mouse switches Gen 3. They are super loud in this magnesium build. It feels sort of springy with quite a bit of pre and post travel with just a moderate amount of pressure needed to engage each click. These feel very much like the clicks in the Viper V2 Pro, and for me it's not a very enjoyable clicking experience with these switches in this magnesium alloy build. And on my crispy meter, I would put them right about here. The side buttons are very light to press. They are not tightly positioned and you can sort of push them around. There is hardly any pre or post travel from the front side button, but for the back it's a little odd. Closer to the middle there is no pre or post travel, but if you push it closer to the back there is a lot of pre-travel to it. It would have been much nicer if the experience was consistent no matter where you push on the button. Very thin metal scroll wheel design. The threads give a good amount of grip. Super light to scroll, but the steps do give enough feedback. The scroll click is on the lighter side and are very easy to click. There were a few occasions when I accidentally pressed down on it when scrolling up and down. Now here's a quick sound test to give you a better idea of how the buttons and the scroll wheel sound. The default PTFE mouse skates are really good. You get decent speed and control, but of course, if you have a preference for more speed, you can consider using aftermarket dot skates. The mouse does come with an extra set of PTFE skates, and a set of Gorilla Glass skates if you prefer glass on cloth glides. The Viper Mini Signature Edition has Razer's Focus Pro 30K optical sensor. Razer already has the new 35K optical sensor in the Viper V3 Pro, but I don't feel like it makes this outdated in any way. It's a fantastic sensor that works flawlessly in the DeathAdder V3 Pro and the Viper V2 Pro, and just recently brands are releasing new mice with the PAW 3950, which is pretty much the same. Connectivity wise, you got Razer's Hyperspeed wireless, and there is no additional USB dongle, so you can only use the hyperpolling wireless receiver that it comes with, and it only works with this mouse. It's not like the one you can get off their website and pair with any of their mice that can do high polling rates above 1000 Hz. You can also use this wired, but the maximum polling rate for wired use is capped at 1000 Hz. You get up to 60 hours at 1000 Hz and up to 12 hours at 8000, and at this point in time, it does not have Razer's new software features that were launched with the new Viper V3 Pro. So you don't have the in-game polling rate feature that automatically changes to a higher polling rate when you launch a game and reverts when you go back to desktop. Settings can be configured on Razer Synapse just like every Razer product. You have 8 programmable controls, left and right mouse click, scroll up and scroll down. 2 side buttons and the DPI button on the bottom of the mouse is programmable as well. On Synapse, you can set up your profiles, adjust your DPI and polling rate. With the hyperpolling wireless receiver, you can go up to 8000 Hz wireless polling rate, so there's no need to purchase an additional dongle. You got a tab for power saving settings, and you can adjust your lift-off distance under smart tracking, or you can take it further by enabling asymmetric cutoff, which lets you set the lift-off and landing distance individually. The Viper Mini Signature doesn't fall short with its performance in-game, and even though Razer has newer mice with better specs on paper, this mouse was well ahead of its time. I like the size and shape and how it feels with a relaxed claw grip. You always feel like you have complete control over the mouse, and the solid magnesium build makes every time you hold on to this mouse feel special. Overall, it's a great little performance mouse, but using it daily, is it worth $280? I would say no. Though the experience is good, it's not amazing and definitely does not justify $280, but this is a collector's item them, and like most products in this category, its value comes from its novelty. I'm gonna skip the conclusion and what could be improved because of the nature of this launch. But anyway, final thoughts and what I think of its value. As time goes on and more mice offer 8000Hz polling rate and magnesium builds that are extremely lightweight, it sort of devalues what made this mouse so impressive when it first came out. So the only thing that makes this mouse special in 2024 is its design and what it represents. Kinda sad, but it is what it is. This is a mouse you enjoy if you have been a long-time fan of Razer products and would like to keep what is Razer's most iconic mouse design ever. I think the Death Adder is the most sold, but the Viper looks way cooler. And I don't know, I think it's a damn shame they replaced this shape with the Viper V3 Pro, which is very generic. It's an interesting mouse to main because it just looks so damn special on your desk, but the reality is that there are a lot of mice available today that gamers would find to be better for gaming. But for me, the Viper Mini Signature Edition is no doubt the best looking gaming mouse you can get today, but that's about it. It just looks good. I'd say if you're gonna drop $280 on this mouse expecting to be completely mind blown, you may be a little underwhelmed unless you can appreciate its design and all that this release is set out to be. If you're considering getting yourself a Viper Mini Signature Edition during the next drop, I have a short video on my channel that shares my experience of buying one and some general tips of drops for gaming peripherals, which you may find useful. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Check it out so at least you have some idea of what to expect, especially if it's your first time, because this drop in particular sells out ridiculously fast. Also, no one knows when Razer will pull the plug with the production of this mouse, and if they do announce it, I imagine it will be almost impossible to get considering how quickly they sell out. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful in any way, please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.